Hi everyone, I'm Priyanka. I'm the Senior Academic Advisor at Crimson Education India. Today I have here with me Kunal Mehra, resident admissions expert who has mentored over 1,000 students across the last 2 decades. He's here with us today to answer some of the most essential questions parents and students grapple with on their journey to college admissions. Right. Today's question is, how important are extracurriculars for the UK admissions?
Great. Interesting question. Interesting because a lot of students applying to both the US and UK think that the process is very similar, and even the UK, looks at extracurriculars. Or often there is a the other extreme end which people think that the UK only looks at academics and nothing else, right? And the truth is somewhere in between. The UK does put a lot of emphasis on your academics. The UK education process and the pedagogy is more academic in nature. They're looking at scholars, whereas the US is looking at well-rounded or well lopsided students who come with, not just academic sort of competence, but also interest and ability to show sort of their competence outside of academics. The UK, of course, is focused on academics, but I would say you would not be a very strong candidate if all you had is great grades in a certain subject and nothing else. The UK personal statement, for example, is actually a great way for a student to demonstrate how they have engaged with the subject that they want to study in college, right? And that personal statement is based not just on what you study in school, but how you go beyond your curriculum in that subject. So if I want to study economics at Oxford or Cambridge or LSC, yeah, and I'm a CBSE student or an IST student or even an IB student, merely doing IBHL economics or doing well in CBSE, board exams in my economics subject is not enough for UK. Because if you look at from an admission officer's point of view, many students will get a 7 on 7 on economics. Many students will get a perfect 100 in their CBSE exam. How do I differentiate between two students, right? So I'm looking at a student who's gone beyond the curriculum and has demonstrated true love for the subject, right? And the golden rule in UK is show not tell, which is how do I show that I truly love this subject, I've engaged with this subject deeply, and I want to go and spend 3 more years at a college in the UK to study this subject, right? And that's where super curriculars come in. So what I call going beyond the curriculum is what we call as super curriculars, not extracurriculars. Extracurricular would mean you're going in the direction of doing things outside of your curriculum, not related to your curriculum. But super curricular means going outside the curriculum, but in the same direction or in the same sort of vicinity, which could mean which could include internships in your area of interest, which could mean doing a research paper or doing academic research. Most importantly, at the minimum, it requires you to be able to take content and learning in that subject, which is available outside your school textbooks. So be able to read books by authors or economists, or if you're interested in engineering, then read books around what engineering is, right? So going around and exploring the subject from the lens of not just a high school student, but somebody who's probably getting into college, and being able to delve into more detail, but also be able to explore literature which is not a typical high school textbook, right? That's what I think the UK looks at. And also this gives you the kind of the raw material you need to be able to write a personal statement which demonstrates this true love, right? When you're writing that personal statement, you're not going to be able to make your case if all you know is the subject that is taught, what if you've only learned from the textbooks in your school.
Sure, that makes sense. I think it goes in line with what they call the intellectual depth model. They really want to see that depth within the subject that you wish to study.
Absolutely. What I want to be able to see as an admission officer is this is a child who's going to come and really revel in the environment of very scholarly environment that a UK college offers.
Sure, great. Thank you. Thank you for that.